our military veterans itself. I have with me Wing Commander Sudhakaran. I also have with me Major General P.K. Sehgal. And Major General Dhruv Katoch will also be joining us in just a short while from now. And I also have with me Major Mohammed Ali Shah, defense expert, also with us to take this conversation forward. Major Mohammed Ali Shah, bringing you into the conversation and taking that note forward, when we actually talk about the characteristics and traits that one wants in their politicians, in their political leaders, ironically, all those traits are present in people of the armed forces. So really, what is your take in terms of, someone who's served and taken an oath to give their life for the nation? This is a person who has immense courage, as everybody else has pointed out. This is a person who's not corruptible, precisely all the traits that we want. So in terms of all the pros that we're looking at, if you could also perhaps shed your perspective on the same. Why does it make sense, in fact, to have people of the armed forces, if they choose to after retirement, go ahead and join politics? And we've seen a great example in General V.K. Singh, as Major Dhruv Katoch was also pointing out. It's not necessary that one has to go into the Ministry of Defense or even the Foreign Affairs Ministry. We've had General V.K. Singh in the Transport Ministry, and we've seen the work that has been done in that department.
Absolutely, Devika. Firstly, I must compliment you for asking me such an intelligent question. Now, yes, as citizens of a country, when we say certain traits which we want our leaders, our politicians to have, integrity, honesty, discipline, punctuality, working hard, work ethics, all those are there as it is present in the armed forces personnel. These traits are instilled in us. Our training is such. Now, I strongly believe that the society will not change unless and until we change our own selves. And most certainly so when we are serving, when we are in uniform, when we are serving personnel of the army, before we are commissioned as officers, in the training we are taught to us, refrain from two discussions, always. One is on politics, other is on religion. Just keep that away from the ICLT class, integrated character and leadership traits. In our academy itself, it's taught. That's why we are serving. It's the most apolitical organization in the world, very secular, and we have a very, very professional army. But that is, again, I would say it's limited to while you are in service. When you are serving, I think the character of our army is, when I say army, I mean the armed forces, is that we are totally apolitical. For 5 years, today this government is going to be there. Tomorrow some other government will come. So today the government, the forces will take orders from the ruling government, irrespective whether it's BJP, Congress, whatever government it is of the day. Now, when you retire, when you hang up your boots, when you hang up your uniform, there is a certain stipulated cooling off period. Because when you have just hung up your boots, you are privy to a lot of confidential material, a lot of secrets, a lot of internal matters. Once that cooling off period is over, you are at liberty to do, you are a citizen, as General Sehgal rightly said earlier, you are a citizen of the country as well. Even armed forces personnel are citizens of the country. We've had people in politics, oh my God, we've had people who were former dacoits, we've had people who were former actors, we've had people who were from all diverse backgrounds. Why not have someone for leadership that we want? Our country, I believe, is a great country, but we need a solid dose of discipline. We actually need that. And as one of the panelists rightly said, we've had head of states in the US who have been senior ranking officers of the armed forces. We have Captain Brajesh, one of my colleagues. He is contesting election from Bangalore. We have Air Chief Marshal Bhaduria. Incidentally, just a few days back, General Sehgal also was there. We had the honor of being together at a conclave recently, and I met General Bhaduria. I've been in touch with him, and I did not know that this news was coming up. And immediately, I think just a couple of days later, this news came up, and I straight away sent him a text. I said, sir, congratulations. So the one question people ask me, is it that the armed forces is getting politicized by this? I say no, it is not. Because as I mentioned earlier, when you are in uniform, you are supposed to be totally apolitical. When you have hung up your uniform and you have finished your cooling off period, then you are at liberty. And people have a wrong notion. Okay, Fauji hai, that you are a forces person, so you would be good in security. But
Right.
no, I think we have proved it everywhere, Devika. I will just quickly conclude by saying we have proved it in the field of entertainment, in politics, in management, in everywhere. In anchoring, we've had the best of people. So the armed forces personnel are equally at right to join any party after they retire, after the cooling off period is over. It's a personal choice, it's their choice, and it is the party's choice. And if you permit me a last quick minute, in the year 2019, we saw 7 military veterans join the BJP.
Yes, joining the BJP, yes.
Yes, we saw Lieutenant General S.K. Patel, who was the Deputy Chief of the Army Staff. We saw ex-DG Military Intelligence, Lieutenant General J.B.S. Yadav, who was the former Deputy Chief of the Army Staff. We saw Lieutenant General R.N. Singh, who was the former Director General of Military Intelligence.
Yes.
We saw Lieutenant General Smith Kumar, former DG Information and Services and IT. We saw Lieutenant General Nitin Kohli, who was former DG Management Planning Personal Services. We saw Colonel R.K. Tripathi, former Deputy Judge Advocate General, that's the JAG branch.
Absolutely, and of course the list does go on. As others were also pointing out, we've had Jaswant Singh, we've had General V.K. Singh, we now have the former Air Chief R.K.S. Baduria also joining the BJP. So it's a very long list as well. So this is not, of course, a new trend. I'm going to leave the last word with Major Mohammed Ali Shah. Major Shah, I just want to understand from you, does the entrance of people with virtue, dignity, discipline, hard work, all of those traits in politics, in fact, help change somewhere the image of political leaders and perhaps also of political campaigns? Because for a large part, a lot of people feel that those who enter politics from really corrupt backgrounds, they're people with a lot of money, that to enter public, even though it's called public service, but politics as a profession, being a politician, continues to be a rather tainted job. It is believed that, this will require a lot of money. You have to be from a very rich family. It takes 30 crore rupees to run a political campaign in India, and otherwise you can't win, pardon me. So do you feel that somewhere this could perhaps push people to also then revise their understanding of what a politician should be and what are the traits that we should look for when we're voting next time?
Very good question, Devika. As I said previously, the society will not change unless and until we change our own selves. And yes, earlier there was an impression that unpad, jahil, gawar log hi politics mein aate hain. Earlier, that was a bhram, that was an illusion. But thankfully now that is being broken now. We are having very cultured people. In fact, what you mentioned, the qualities being disciplined, honest, integrity, hard work. That is, like, I'll give you a small example of another great politician who came from a boarding school, who was from a defense background, a Fauji's daughter, Fauji's sister, and she is an educated, a cultured, a sophisticated politician from South Kolkata. She's standing up from, I will not name any party over here, I'll just say her name is Sarah Shah Halim. So the very fact is, she is there because she had that background, Fauji upbringing. She has the good know-how about things. Similarly, I think we've had the General V.K. Singh, the Colonel Rathore. We've had even activists for that matter. Anna Hazare, the famous activist, was in the army at one time. He was a driver in the army. He was a Jawan. And in the year 1965, Indo-Pak war, he fought very bravely at that time. So we've had the best of leadership from the armed forces. And so most certainly, I see no harm at all when Faujis come forward and take on the leadership roles. And because it is actually required, our country actually needs that kind of a solid leadership, in fact. So yes,
Okay.
Devika, I see no harm in that at all.
All right. I thank all of our guests, experts, panelists for joining us.